Hello there, and welcome to the United States Department of Nerds, where we are for the people, by the people, and of the people. Let's dive into this intro.
It's a trap!
What is up, good buddy?
What's up, man? What's up? I made it by the skin of my teeth out here, bro.
Yeah, I was just gonna roll it, man, and see when you and Black hopped in.
Bro, I will say this right now. I'm glad that we're doing this virtually because, like I said, I just came back from Busch Gardens, the water park out there. So I'm smelling like chlorine. I still got the bracelets and everything on. My wife's like, "You want to shower before?" I was like, "I can't." Poured my drink, got coals right there for my hookah in a little bit. So I was like, I got to be here for the start, man. So glad to be here. Can you not hear? We good or no?
Hang on, I'm trying to. There we go.
Check.
No, you're good,
Oh,
Matt. I was
okay.
trying to get it shared to the other page, and it was getting stuck in a loop.
Oh, okay. It's that TVA stuff, man. They be messing around with our shit, bro.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that.
It's good if it's.
I'm
Give me
just
like
gonna
a
mute it
couple
and let it
seconds. I'm
go.
gonna run and get my phone and just try to share it manually from the.
I think I got it shared. I'm not sure, but for some reason, it gets stuck in this weird loop when I try to share it to the actual podcast page, not the fan page, but the other one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know why it does that. It only does it when I go live, but it doesn't matter. I think I got it shared. It's at least shared to the fan page, I believe, which is the important one where everybody comes to share. So that's all good. You drinking after the water park, man? What you drinking?
Some soju and some cherry limeade, some pineapple soju mixed with the cherry limeade. Just threw something together real quick to sip on while doing the show. Okay. And give me like a couple minutes. I'm gonna put these coals on, and I'll be set.
Yeah, no worries. I'll do a quick little how to do for everybody. All right, everybody. Tonight we are going to be doing Deadpool and Wolverine. If you haven't watched it yet, spoilers ahead. It's been 6 years since we've had a Deadpool movie, since they made part 2. And this may be the best yet, the best entry into the Deadpool franchise, if I do say so myself. We're talking, this movie has already tapped $1 billion. That's a billion with a B. And it's not showing any signs of slowing down either. So I was just telling the audience that this has been 6 years since Deadpool 2 come out. And this one has already hit $1 billion. I don't think the first two even got close to that.
I could see probably why. No, I don't think either hit a billion. I think I think they both made profit, like ridiculous profit. I don't think they hit a billion. I think the only reason this one probably hit that mark is people have been waiting for. I think people just wanted to see what Disney was going to do with a rated R movie.
Yeah. And then we
And
got
Disney
the
did
team
rated.
up of team ups that everybody's kind of really wanted for years now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
100%. Because after Logan, we thought
it
Hugh
was
Jackman
done. It
Wolverine
was
was
done.
done. Yep. So very clever way to bring Hugh Jackman back into the role, and I think that kind of gave it a little boost too. I mean, it was like a perfect storm of everything that went together with this one. So that plus the backing of kind of where it was going to fit in the MCU, I think a lot of people were intrigued by that because MCU's kind of been up and down. So
It has. And I think this is the first movie from the MCU that has hit a billion since Endgame, perhaps. Did Endgame, was it Endgame that did it?
Endgame crushed billions. I think Infinity War hit billion.
Yeah.
I think Black Panther hit a billion.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
mean, they've had $1 billion movies, but it's been a while since this new phase came out that they had a movie that's profitable. So good on them for also saying, we're not going to try to slam y'all with like 4 to 5 movies a year. We're just going to give y'all, I think
Yeah.
this year, right?
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
just this one this year, I think. And then I think we'll get another one, I think early next year, like spring next year.
Yep. So
So
I'm a fan. Drag out the theatrical releases if you're going to have the televised series on Disney Plus. More bang for the buck when I sit in the theater.
yeah, no, absolutely. Um, so from an overall perspective, like for me, as I'm at the theater watching this, it kind of felt like an ode to Fox. To me, like it was like the final goodbye to Fox. It's kind of like how it felt, you know.
That's a nice way to put it because Ryan held back no punches when talking about Fox.
And
Talked
he
about
didn't, but he
the
didn't
budget,
like.
all that stuff. But I see what you're saying. Like, I think Deadpool was like the last thing Fox had that was working
Mhm.
for it, and for Disney to just, hey, Fox, here's a lot of money. Give me your shit.
Yeah,
We'll take it from here. So it wasn't too much of the character was like, fuck you, Fox. I got billions of dollars of budget now. And I love that part. But I think, like you said, Ryan was also paying homage because they're the one that gave him the chance to bring Deadpool to the big screen.
I mean, he had already leaked the original footage for a potential Deadpool movie, and then once people started talking about it, Fox was like, "Hey, how much is this going to cost to make?" And we've been on a roll since. And I said earlier while when you stepped away from the mic that this, I don't know if I don't want to say this is the best out of the franchise because I think the first one was probably the better of the three, but this one's kind of like right there next to number one out of the Deadpool franchise so far.
It's kind of hard to usurp the first one because that's where it all started at. Everybody was kind of how is this going to work?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to kind of incorporate the X-Men into this? And Colossus showed up, and I think for the origin story, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was funny. It hit like it's probably the most character accurate. What I would expect
Yeah.
Deadpool to be like on a big screen. Like if somebody was to say, 15 years ago, 2010, hey man, Deadpool, a movie with Deadpool, how would you want him to act? I think Ryan Reynolds is spot on when you're talking about the perfect person to play that character.
Yeah, there's certain people out there that will play a character and you just in your eyes nobody else can ever do that again. And Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds is one of those matches made in heaven when it comes to that, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
100%.
But let's talk about the mutants in general real quick before we really start diving into this thing.
Cool.
So this was kind of like one of those where they're like, hey, we're going to introduce mutants, but We had X-Men 97 prior to this on the Disney, who introduced us to the mutants.
Yep.
And before that, I believe we had Patrick Stewart show up as Professor X in Doctor Strange 2. We also had Kelsey Grammer's Beast in the Marvels.
Yep.
And we had WandaVision. Wanda had made a mention of Quicksilver in her series. So they've been slowly teasing the mutants. And then Deadpool finally was just like,
we got him.
We got them all. Here you go.
The deal went through. We got him.
It's like when watching wrestling, and somebody goes out of the ring and brings out that little velvet sack, and you know what's in that sack.
Yeah.
Only Marvel did it with mutants, and they just opened the bag out and just shoved it all out.
I mean, that's the way to do it instead of the slow. Like they gave us the slow tease, but when it came to unleashing, hey, X-Men are here. Like Deadpool and Wolverine just turned the fucking toddlers when you give them a thing of Legos, and they're just instead of taking it, they're like, oh fuck it,
dump it all at once.
And I couldn't
get
be
it
more
out
happy.
there. Oh, bro, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna definitely dive into cameos, our favorite Deadpool core member. We're gonna get into all that. I always like to do a fun fact. You know that.
Okay. What you got for us?
So the fun fact I'm going to bring up today is Marvel Studios director of visual development, Andy Park. He did an interview where he is discussing Deadpool's katanas for the new movie. In the previous movies, he had the 2 katanas, of course, and the names on them were B. Arthur, after one of the Golden Girls. And in this one, he wanted to have his katanas referred to as the Golden Girls. That was the going in plan.
Yeah.
So anytime he would mention them, he would say the Golden Girls. Well, they didn't quite get to that point, but if you look at the end of the handles of his katanas, they have the initials DRBS for Dorothy, Rose, Blanche, and Sophia. So it looks like Dr. BS, but it's actually the initials of the Golden Girls.
The Golden Girls? That's dope, man. I like that.
He knew he was going to get his Golden Girls in the movie one way or the other. So that was dope.
That off.
Oh yeah, dude. I think there's a Golden Girls reference in all 3 Deadpool. And it might just be a Ryan Reynoldsism too. He might have references to him to other movies as well.
I mean, him and Betty White. I mean, they were pretty good friends. And
they were really close friends.
They were in that one rom-com with him and Sandra Bullock, The Proposal.
Yeah, that was actually I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it.
Hey,
I enjoyed that movie.
Rom-coms, man. I'm here for them. Not all of them. Very, very, very small percentage that I rock with, but The Proposal was one of them.
I mean, it's Sandra Bullock too, man. I can get down with Sandra Bullock.
Prime Sandra Bullock too.
Dude, yeah, without a doubt.
Prime Sandra in her bag.
Chef kiss.
Indeed, sir. Indeed.
So everybody, I know when I gave the introduction, I didn't really say who was going to be coming on tonight, but we do have Mac, aka your boy, tonight. I think Black is coming through as well, if I ain't mistaken.
I think he's going to join a bit later.
And what I also did for y'all is I sent out some other invites. I just sent them the link to StreamYard. I was like, hey, if you want to come through and give your opinion and your thoughts on Deadpool, come through at any point. We will pause. We will bring you in and we'll let you give your thoughts and opinions. So we'll see who pops in. I know a lot of them are busy. I know like Amanda, she's not here tonight because she's shooting one of her other shows that she does.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to be covering Jim and the Holograms.
Yo, Amanda is solid, man. She's a good addition to the council, man. Every time she's on, great insights, great comments. I love her fan theory. Yeah.
Esteemed professional, and she never comes incorrect.
No,
brings it every single time.
Every time, man. So shout out to Amanda. A Mandalorian, I think.
Yep.
She is, yeah.
So let's just jump right in to the Deadpool. I did say we were going to have spoilers, so if you haven't watched it yet, you could turn off now, or you could continue watching. But it's been about 3 weeks, so you've had time. If you were going to see it, you would have already seen it by now, in my opinion. Because I don't see this one going to the dollar theater anytime soon. Do they still have those?
I haven't seen one around here, but I know
me
exactly
neither.
what you're talking about. I know exactly the theaters you're talking about.
But let's jump in and discuss the TVA and Paradox, this motherfucker. And we'll start in 2018 when Wade Wilson uses Cable's time traveling device to travel from his timeline, Earth 10005, to Earth 616 on the sacred timeline, where he discusses with Happy Hogan on becoming an Avenger, which was dope as hell, to be fair, that Happy Hogan showed up. John Farva.
That's when it was solidified to me, like, yeah, we're in the MCU now.
Yes. And I think they had to do that from the get-go. And I think it worked out perfect with it being John Farva, aka Happy Hogan. And I know we got some pretty cool cameos in that first few minutes there in the office. Did you see any of them?
I'm trying to recollect. I know the biggest thing I remember from that one is to me, and this will probably be a running arc throughout this show that we're doing. But to blend the level of fourth wall breaking, the level of humor, the level of fucking bullshitting that Ryan Reynolds is doing.
Oh yeah, the entire movie.
You do see him. He's an actor because he was actually tapping into the emotional side of Wade Wilson, where you're like, so he's not all about bullshit and having fun and joking around. Like when there's some shit he cares about, like he's gonna go out there and do it.
This was definitely his dream job, as he put it.
He wanted to do something that mattered, and he was 100% on board, going all out, doing whatever it took to get there, so seeing that side when Happy was just like, bro, this ain't gonna work out, like you can see how it affected Wade, like fuck, man, like, this was my last chance to do something that matters, is to join your team.
That was definitely a kick in the junk for him, to put it nicely. But in that scene, though, we got Captain America's shield. It's in there. Tony Stark's original arc reactor. The one that says Tony does have a heart.
Proof that Tony does have a heart, yeah.
Yep. And then we also got Pepper Potts on the cover of Forbes sitting on his desk. Just a couple little sprinkles in there right from the get-go of what was kind of to be expected out of this movie. And it's literally the entire movie is sprinkled with stuff like that, which I thought was what really made this movie. But we'll fast forward past that. And so what happens after this is he essentially retires. He's like, I'm no longer Deadpool.
Yep.
And he starts selling cars with Peter. If you don't know why his name is Peter, you check it out for yourself. I mean, the man is gifted. What can we say? Becomes a used car salesman with Peter. He's hung up the uniform. It's literally sitting in his locker at work. He's wearing a hairpiece. I mean, he's trying to be a normal person for those he cares about. And, he's also broken up with Vanessa at this point as well. They decided to part ways, which it was heartbreaking, And he definitely, like, that side of Wade, like his human side for the first act of the movie was incredible, really. Because you don't really see that much. You see it when he talks. If you're a fan of the comic book, you see it when he interacts with his daughter. And you see it when he interacts with Peter Parker, Spider-Man. That's when you really see like he's like the cool uncle to Peter, and then he's like this great dad to his daughter, which nobody is like, hey, you shouldn't. You know, you see him in the comic book, people are like, you shouldn't be talking to the kid, and he's like, it's my kid. So it's kind of cool when you see like him actually as a human and not just the merc with the mouth. But anyway, so his birthday, and he had some uninvited guests. The TVA, they capture him and bring him back to the TVA and introduce him to Paradox.
Mm-hmm.
And Paradox is kind of like his Earth's I don't want to say Owen Wilson from Loki, but
He's like
he's kind
the manager of
the
their
TVA.
Yeah. Like,
But he offers him a place on the sacred timeline, which is Earth 616. But he has to leave everything he loves behind because they are going to, what was it called? Time rip?
Time rip, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the core or the anchor being
their anchor being is gone, which turns out to be their Wolverine, their Logan
from the Logan movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Who gave his life to save X-23, which I think her name is Lauren.
Yep. And the rest of the kind of like the kid mutants that were like hiding out. So yeah, if you haven't seen Logan, like
it wouldn't hurt to watch it first.
I'm sure we're not spoiling anything, but he did go out on his shield, so to speak.
Definitely.
He took that last little bit of adrenaline or whatever that chemical was that had him go berserker mode, and wrecked shop and sacrificed his life to save, like you said, X-23 and the rest of the kids. So heroic death. So that's why he's the anchor being. And then enter Paradox. Like without that, he showed him the graph timeline was slowly dissipating and stuff.
Yep. And I mean, it was going to take thousands of years, I think, for his Earth to actually finally disappear. But Paradox has a plan to speed that process up, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But Deadpool was like, no, we ain't about that life. What do I have to do, basically? And he's like, well, there's nothing you can do. He's like, well, okay, well, he whoops Paradox, punches him in the nose, steals his temp pad, and starts time jumping to find himself a new anchor being.
Yep.
So, and of course, with that comes all the shenanigans that you would expect from the Merc. And I think he starts out in his timeline, right? He goes back to his Earth.
Well, yeah, the movie starts out, and then he does the flashback talking about that, but he's trying to find Logan because he's just like, dude, he has a super healing, so he's not dead. So he digs up the grave.
And he's dead. But the TVA shows up to try to intercept him, we can say. And what happens next is probably 10 minutes of Logan saving the day from the grave.
Yeah. The team up before the team up.
Yes. If you're not a fan of digging up graves and I guess desecration of bodies,
desecration,
then it may not be the movie for you, because let's just say that was a very good team up to begin with, and it went out and it started great.
The first 10 minutes lets you know, oh, it's rated R. Oh, this is rated RR. Okay. Capital R. Got it.
Yes. It was definitely the capital R.
The brutality along with the humor, bro. So me and my wife went on a date night. She was in tears off the jump, so I knew we were in for a good time. Like when the first 10 minutes is like that, I'm just like, bro, I'm here. I'm here for all of this.
I went, I told my daughter, because when the first two come out, she wasn't old enough to see them.
Right.
And here I am, 6 years after part 2, and she still wasn't old enough to see part 2. And I told her, I'm like, hey, as soon as you see the first 2, now that you're old enough, we'll go see it. So we went and seen it last weekend. So it was cool finally getting to see a movie like that with my daughter and her friends. So I was like the old guy in the group. People are probably looking at me weird, like, what's this dude doing with with 4 young girls? Like, I'm like, I swear to God, this one actually is my child.
Shut up and watch the movie, guys. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. Right. Mind your business. But yeah, it was cool getting to do that with my daughter. And awesome. Especially with her about to, like, this is basically her, not this week, next week is her last full week at home before she goes to college. So it was cool to get to do that one more time.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you guys got to do that.
But yeah, so after the desecration of Logan's original corpse on his Earth, he starts time jumping, and we see some Logan variants along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that comes my first question. We see several Logan variants as he time jumps. Which was your favorite?
Oh, Henry Cavill, bro.
Hands down, easily. Yeah. Yeah.
Henry Cavill, when he turned around, I was just like, if a torch was to be passed,
that would, yeah, dude.
I would not be upset.
None whatsoever. But, and they're calling it Calvorine, which was like
Calvorine.
I'm like, I could get with that. But we also see some other really cool variants of Logan while we're there. We see Hulk. Okay, we see the Incredible Hulk cover 180, which is the first appearance of Wolverine. When you see Logan like pull his claws, and you see the Hulk in the claws, that's the original cover on Hulk 180, which is the first appearance of Wolverine, which was really cool to see that.
Nice.
And then, of course, the Hulk smashed Deadpool.
Yeah.
And he cried like a little girl, which is hilarious. Then we see Patch with the eye patch, of course. That is he was undercover in Madripoor, the island where all the mutants are killed in X-Men. 97, which is a cool Logan variant as well. We see Fever Dream cover where he's on the cross, which is where the Reavers torture him to test his healing abilities. We get the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine, which is the one with one hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was it until we get to the Logan that he selects to come back to his Earth, which is the worst fucking Logan of all the Logans.
Yeah. Well, at the time, because you don't know why that Logan is, because like he shows up at the bar and everybody just hates Wolverine, right? Like you're not hear all that other shit, and you're just like,
you can't figure out why.
Damn, bro, like the fuck?
Like what the hell did this? Oh, I forgot we also got the miniature Logan, the one that's actually the comic book accurate Logan.
Yeah. I
almost forgot about that one. And that, you just mentioning that made me like, oh yeah, we had the miniature Logan. But yeah, this Logan was fucking hated. He's a drunk, and we really don't know why. But we do find out when he brings him back to the TVA after they make that one last jump.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned why he was the worst Logan of all the Logans in the timelines. And do we want to touch on that, or do we want to let that one slide for people to go see the movie? I will give
there's spoilers, but like we like it's not known yet, right? It's one of those like when he shows up, Paradox is like, of all the fucking Logans, you brought back the worst Logan, But the cool thing is, we get to see him in the blue and yellow suit, right?
Yes.
So for casuals that just watch the animated series on Saturdays growing up, and you always see him in the blue and yellow, going from Fox where they're wearing like, you know, the all black stealth suits and all that other stuff. So it's actually
Horrible.
in the blue and yellow, like it's kind of a shock to most people because they're just like, bro, this is super colorful, but it's his fucking superhero outfit. You know, the dude's a mutant.
And he
You
had it
gotta,
on.
yeah, you
He had
gotta
it
have
on.
the mutant shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what kind of drew people is they're seeing the trailers and they're seeing that and they're just like, hey, that's the Wolverine I remember. That's the Wolverine I know. Outside of the one time, I think there was one variant he saw when he was wearing like the gold and the bronze or the brown and gold.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Ooh, that," you know, but most people only see him and recognize him with the blue and yellow. So having that on him, I think that was like that was a nice nod.
And he had it on underneath his clothes.
Underneath his clothes, yeah.
So he's wearing his normal, you know, what is it?
Casual.
Flannel shirt and jeans.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck?
But yeah, so Paradox is like, bro, of all the Logans, you brought back the absolute worst one. And everybody's just like, he's like, fuck, man. Like, how do I fix it? You know, like he's just constantly trying to fix his world because of the people he cares about. You know, everybody who was at his party, he's like, I can't let these people go. How do I fix it? How do I fix this?
So I did read, this is a original plot point to the movie. This is before the Jonathan Majors stuff happened. It was this Logan that returns with him. Originally, his X-Men, the rest of the X-Men were supposed to be killed by Kang variants. And he ran away.
Yeah.
That was the original plot for that. But they changed it, of course, because of the stuff with Jonathan Majors and them going in a different directions with RDJ as Dr. Doom versus the Kang variants.
Yep.
Which would have been cool, though, in retrospect, looking back, knowing that now, like, oh, originally it was going to be the Kangs that showed up in his timeline and took him out.
Yeah.
And it was also supposed to be the point of this movie was Paradox building like going out and getting anchor beings from the different timelines to come back to fight the Kangs.
Okay.
Which we're not going to get anymore, obviously.
Yeah.
So they had to do a lot of reshoots and retakes on this movie to get it to where it was. But that was what we were originally going to get. Which when you look at it and you go, man, fuck, we got robbed.
We did. And little side, side trail, the scenic route, if you will. Posted in the USDN fan group or fan page about the Agatha all along. There is going to be a tie-in with Kang as well. Yep. Now it's got to do some. I think for what they're trying to do, I don't think they're trying to erase Kang. I think they're just going to kind of
circle around him.
Let stuff settle down for a bit. And then,
so the Kang that wrote the book that was going to be an Agatha was Rama Tut. And Rama Tut was one of the guys who was going to be showing up in the Logan timeline that took out the X-Men. But what could have been?
Yep. And I mean, with the introduction of the multiverse, different timelines and stuff, Marvel can always circle back around and stuff with Kang. So, I mean, it's sad that we didn't get it this phase up, but Dr. Doom it's like if you had to find another big bad to have a phase, be the central point, the central big bad of a phase, you could do way worse than Dr. Doom.
And they have before.
Yes.
But anyways, that's our sidetrack on how we got to where we're at to get to where we're going to learn that we actually have two baddies in this movie versus just Cassandra Nova. So we all know, obviously, they go to the wasteland, the void, which means they get pruned by Paradox. which is cool. And this is after he tells them that they have a time ripper that is basically going to completely speed up his timeline's destruction.
Yep.
So they, now that we're in the wasteland, I guess, or borderlands, whatever you want to call it.
We'll call it wasteland since Borderlands isn't doing too well right now.
Yeah, sad, man. Sad, really.
It's
But
the other day.
yeah. We'll talk about that when it comes to streaming, y'all. I swear. We're going to talk about the movie, but we're probably going to wait till it comes to streaming. Let's see. Where am I at here in my notes? And of course they okay, yeah. Well, they fight, of course, as soon as they get to the wastelands. And while they're fighting, they meet Chris Evans is Johnny Storm.
Yep.
And they get captured, of course. And they're taken to meet Cassandra Nova for the first time. And that's where we get the line, "Oh, look, Paul Rudd, finally aged."
Yeah.
Which is hilarious as hell because Paul Rudd still looks like he's in his early 20s.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what he's doing. Him and Keanu, man. I swear they're both vampires.
They're experienced. They must have like all them old sci-fi movies where they have clones of themselves that they continue to just draw like life serum from to remain young.
Ladies and gentlemen, I told you we were going to have a special guest pop back in tonight, and our very first guest has popped in. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children in all ages, I present to you the man, the myth, the legend, the creator of the pop break, Mr. Bill Bodkin. And then I mentioned he was a BCP Plus Hall of Famer.
What's up? I heard someone talk about Dr. Doom, and I was just like, "What's up, guys? Let's talk about same mask, same task."
All right.
In the most pro wrestling revealed ever, pro wrestling ever. Come on,
how long we got you for, Bill?
You got me for a few. A few.
All right. So
listen, Peanut. Let's talk some Deadpool and Wolverine for a minute.
Let's do it, man.
Let's go.
So we're at where we're about to meet. We have met Cassandra Nova now. And Deadpool is about to do the greatest thing ever, and that's get Johnny Blaze killed.
Yeah, poor Johnny. I gotta tell you, when I saw this movie twice, and the first time I saw it at 11 o'clock on Thursday night, no one reacted to anything except for the Peter Pool stuff at the end,
really?
Which was crazy because when Johnny Storm came out, I was like dead. No one came out except for me. So I got very self-conscious after a while. But Chris Evans talking like dropping them Oz like this, nobody's business was a blessing to my sacred timeline. I'll tell you that.
Dude, he was full Bostonian Chris Evans as Johnny Blaze. And he's like, the last thing I'll ever want to do is become a meat sickle by Cassandra Nova. And within 3 minutes of them meeting Cassandra Nova, Johnny Blaze is all like, he's going to say it. Oh, no, Deadpool's like, he's going to say it. He's going to say it. And he goes flame on. And like,
I popped so hard.
I was like, yes. And then,
I was going to pop either way. Avengers Assemble or
oh yeah,
I ain't gonna hold you, man. Flame On, that was the absolute. I was like, he did play Johnny Storm. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
It's two of the worst movies that ever graced the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, Thor: The Dark World exists.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's
in Love and Thunder.
Thank you. Bill.
No. Love and Thunder is a great movie. I love it dearly. It has a very special place in my heart.
I try to tell people like Marvel wasn't always batting 1,000 because Thor: The Dark World was
Dark World.
Yeah,
that Ed Norton Hulk. Yeah.
And then there was
Iron Man 2.
And then there was that other Fantastic Four movie.
That was Fox.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was Fox. Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah.
But anyways,
but horrible nonetheless.
Yes. But anyways, we get Meat Sickle Chris Evans, and then
Real quick. I like how they built up the Wolverine Sabretooth, the showdown.
oh yeah, we
I
skipped
love
that.
how
We
they just
did.
showed
Come on, you
how
cannot
awesome Logan is. I was just like, well, damn. There you have it.
can't disrespect former
Short work.
WCW pro wrestler Big Sky over there. Come on.
He definitely made short work of him.
As
Which
he
we
should.
did get the Russian cameo by Kevin Nash in this movie.
No, you didn't.
It wasn't Kevin Nash, but we got the Russian.
There's a lot of people who are saying, like, I think that's a misnomer about this movie. They're like, oh, this person was back as this character. Like,
Oh,
it was not Kelly Hu as Lady Deathstrike. There was so many people that
Yep.
were not. Those characters were there, but they were not the same actor.
it's like what was the other one? The I got it written down here somewhere.
Yeah, Toad. That was the original actor.
Original Toad.
That was Ray
Was that
Park,
was that the Pyro from X2?
Yeah, it was the original Pyro.
who I found out graduated from my college when I got there.
You.
Yeah, Rutgers has
Nice.
Rutgers University has a long MCU tradition. We have Luke Cage, we have the
Okay.
Winter Soldier, and we have Pyro. So yeah,
There you go.
All
And
right.
you have Amanda Jr., who just got engaged.
I know she's my favorite part of the MCU.
So shout out to Amanda Jr., who
Yeah.
got engaged today.
Not Amanda
meant-
Senior. She's not engaged.
Yeah, Amanda Sr. is Amanda Rivas, the one that always joins us here. Bill went out and got him an Amanda Jr.
I did.
for the pop break as well. Who she's a fresh graduate from Rutgers.
Yeah, man.
Very
love it.
smart girl. And she went and got herself engaged today. So congrats. But we sidestep and pivot here at USDN in case you didn't know. So this was a question that I asked to Mac before you got here. What was your favorite? And I don't know if I asked this version of the question, but what was y'all's favorite cameo overall?
Oh, Gambit, 100%. I love Gambit. It was the best. I loved him in X-Men, the animated series, and I love him in the comics. And I remember I was talking on one of the podcasts, and I was talking with Alex, who's my co-host on Bill versus the MCU, which for people who don't know, it's for me a first watch and for him a rewatch Marvel podcast. And I was like, I'm like, I bet you Gambit's going to show up. He's like, it's not going to be Channing Tatum. I said, I guarantee you it's Channing Tatum because Ryan Reynolds is going to be like, he never got the chance to do it. We're not friggin' Taylor Kitsch back. And I think a lot of people forgot just how funny Channing Tatum is. It's been a long time since the Jump Street movies.
Yep.
And so he came out and man, he absolutely killed it. A lot of great in jokes. Like if you know about them. He's like, did I ever exist? Did I ever I don't even know who my father is. It's great moments. And then he got to show out. We got to see the deck of cards in play and it looked really, really cool. It wasn't played for any sort of like spoof or satire. It looks so cool. So Gambit, 100% for me.
Okay. What you got, Mac? Which one was your favorite overall cameo?
I gotta go with when Blade came out, because all of the things going around with
Granddaddy of the MCU.
Yeah, Mahershala posted, the back and forth with what's going on with that one. He did have this line. He was like, "There's only going to be one Blade." I laughed at that part, because this other Blade movie is taking forever to come out. But seeing him come back out, also shout out, honorable mention, Jennifer Garner coming back out, reprising Elektra,
and dropping Ben Affleck jokes.
Yeah, that was classic.
As you should. He's an easy target right now.
As you should. But yeah, seeing her come back, kind of bringing some better light, kind of a better taste in the mouth of the original Deadpool, and then of course her Elektra standalone movie, which I didn't think was super bad compared to Wolverine, or not Wolverine, but the original Daredevil.
Yeah,
I thought it was good, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, y'all probably could have did a better job. When Netflix does a better job with Elektra, in the Defenders and the dead
Oh,
Dude,
Daredevil.
100%.
series.
Yeah.
Seeing her come back and like Bill said, when they all get their chance to kind of redeem themselves, they didn't hold back. They were like legit threats out there, competent fighters. So I applauded that. That was a great thing that happened in the movie.
I also have to say that they were able to recreate the greatest line in cinema history. Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate
What's that?
uphill. And I think by them saying some other fuckers are still trying to, I was just like, it really hit me in the heart. It really was like Ryan Reynolds like heard me somewhere and was like, you know what? I'm gonna give that son of a bitch Bill
I'm right,
Rodkin
Mr.
something.
Bill.
He's like, I'm gonna do right by that guy.
That scene when they all showed up at the safe house, and dude, yeah, having all of them there together, seeing them just jab each other like verbally, Blade and Deadpool making fun of Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes' real drama from making Blade 3.
Yeah.
It's seeing Channing Tatum as fucking Gambit, dude.
I
still don't know what the fuck he
prepared-
said, but I loved it.
Him not serious at all in this role. I thought he'd show up and it'd be some goofy way that he dies or something. But like Bill said, man, like having him show up and seeing his powers like actually fuck people up instead of the car just blasting people backwards. With
No,
This shit
even
is
the bow
serious.
staff when he broke out the
I was gonna
bow.
tell people, Gambit is not for play, man. Gambit
Dude,
is a threat out here.
See the new run with Gambit and Rogue, their comic book.
Oh, is it Uncanny?
Yeah.
That's
No.
so good.
It's Gambit and Rogue. It's just it's like their solo side story.
Okay, because they just
And
did
it's-
Uncanny, and they're like the leads, and it's really awesome.
Oh, okay.
Dude, legit badasses. And when he broke out the bow and started laying people out too, I was like, yeah.
I love his speech before. Cool, I've been waiting for this. You know how long I've been waiting for this? People have been on and off with his accent. I've had people from Louisiana saying the Cajun French accent was not as bad as people are claiming.
It's really not. It wasn't.
I was here for everything, man. I'm just like, keep talking your shit, Gambit. I'm here for it, bro. You just make sure
100%.
happen here today.
Yeah, I mean, I did love his Deadpool's exasperation of that. He's just like, I feel like
Who's
we're
your
missing
dialogue
critical dialogue.
The minions?
Not even mad about it. So let's jump into a little bit more of where we're at with this. We're in there. We're back in Cassandra Nova's little compound after they take the Honda Odyssey to the compound.
What a piece of shit car.
Dude, they're going to sell so many fucking Honda Odysseys. Like, the market's going to crash on Honda Odysseys. I'm telling you. Just wait. But we get the cool fight scene in the Honda Odyssey too. So we can't forget about that.
That's one of those I don't think Honda was probably upset at first, like, man, dude, they are really trashing our vehicle. And then man, I was wrong about the Honda Odyssey. It fucks hard.
Exactly.
Like, this shit is pretty legit. So, kind of a blessing in disguise if the Honda Odyssey sales pick up.
Hey, we got some great little throwbacks in the Honda Odyssey. We got the I don't know if they'll hear that later on the podcast when they go to listen back, but that's me doing the Spider-Man which sits and then we also we get the Flash Thompson Peter Parker fight throwback in there as well with the No, nobody noticed that.
Which part was that?
It was in the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, where he gets into that fight with Flash in the hallway.
Oh, okay.
When he's dodging everything.
When he's dodging everything.
Yeah.
We get that in there as well, which was kind of like a cool little one of those. We're gonna just drop this in here a little bit.
All right. Can I ask a question? Because I do
Yeah.
have to go be a dad very shortly.
I know you do.
What was there anything you guys, any cameo? Because this was the big thing, right? Was there anyone that you desperately wanted and you didn't get that was just like,
Ooh.
wow, this
You
would have been
just-
nice?
You stole my end question, but I'll roll with it.
Well, listen, man, I have to
Hey.
go give baths while watching people bludgeon each other with objects on dynamite. So, these are things I got to do.
Orange Cassidy is about to start. So,
Oh, son of a bitch.
so I'll let Willie go first. Mac, I'll let you go first. What you got? Who would you have liked to have gotten?
I will say, seeing how they're trying to justify everything that Fox did with their X-Men. I don't know if they would have brought a little bit more of them back. Anna Paquin as Rogue or something like that. But everybody's busy. Trying to find time in everybody's schedule to come and do things like that. But like a throwback to like I don't know, because in the Wasteland, just I'm on this big X-Men kick, and I'm glad they're coming back over. But just to see more of the Fox guys come back and reprise their roles, for what it's worth, I didn't leave there like, man, they should have had this in there, but it would have been nice to see one of them come back. So it's hard to be like, man, if they had added this or added this, but
Yeah.
I think they knocked it out the parks with the cameos they did bring in and introducing us to Gambit Tatum.
Yep. For me, it would have been Storm, Halle Berry. That would to me would have been like one of those where I'd have probably stood the rest of the movie. Just
That big of a
because
Storm fan.
that and Halle Berry, yes.
Well, I figured that was coming.
How about you, Bill?
Alex and I had this theory. We were dead certain, and this was it's kind of a disappointment for my daughter, is because I was dead certain Taylor Swift was going to be in this movie, and I was like, she is going to be Dazzler, and I was just dead certain because she was in Dark Phoenix, which I had to watch, and no one else had to.
Thank you for that.
I mean, listen. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I'm like, she's not going to be Lady Deadpool because that's obviously going to be Blake Lively.
Yep.
But I'm like, she'll come back because she's there, and it didn't happen. That was like, my daughter really wanted to see this movie, and I'm like, I'm putting my foot down. You cannot see this movie. I said, the only thing you see it is if Taylor Swift's in it, and it's not inappropriate, you could watch it. And then I come home, and she's like, is she in it? And I'm like, no. And she's like, then I don't want to watch this movie. And I'm like, all right, good.
Do you think if Taylor was in it, that she would have played it up to the rated R rating, or tried to keep
yes,
PG
yes,
as
100%, 100%. Like, she has been caught on national television, and she's been caught on national television dropping the F-bomb at Chiefs games. So yeah, she's
more
totally
than once.
Yeah,
and
so I think she's down.
And on top of that, she's literally Blake's and Ron's godmother to their children.
Yeah, she will be in Marvel at some point because she's like in talks to be like Blonde Phantom or something like that, which is a ScarJo production. But guys, I do have to go be a dad. I just wanted to do my little cameo, so I'm gonna go be eaten by Goliath now. If you don't mind, hey, go check out thepopbreak.com every single day. Got lots of great stuff here. And don't forget, coming up on Socially Distance, which is our flagship podcast, we are doing a football episode. Jeff is going to be contributing to that, talking about the Chicago Bears.
So is
Mac,
Kelvin.
Kelvin will be talking about the Saints. Mac, I don't know if you have you're more than welcome if you have a team. You can come on and talk about it. We're doing.
You want to talk about the Panthers, good buddy?
We have literally no one talking about the Panthers.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, no. I just don't know any Panthers fans. So I was like,
I'm not surprised.
I know one. We're sitting right there.
As a New York Giants fan, thank you for Brian Burns. I appreciate it. I hope he does something for us. That'd be really nice, since we haven't done anything for ourselves in a long time. So guys, thank you so much for having me on. Purple Monster's gonna eat me now. Catch you later, man.
Take care,
Thank
man.
You, Bill. Appreciate you stopping by, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Bill Bakken from the Pop Break. Great guy. Love him to death.
Awesome.
He never disappoints when he is here at the United States Department of Nerds. I'll tell you that. So we're going to jump right back into this. We'll go ahead and we'll fast forward. I don't want to give away a whole lot of the movie because I really do want people to go and experience it for themselves.
Right.
But let's kind of go toward the end. And Cassandra Nova comes out. She sends Wade and Logan back to their timeline, to Deadpool's timeline, which is Earth 10005. And but she's like, you know what? I'm going to go back too. And I'm going to bring all the Deadpool variants with me and let them take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so Cassandra Nova just plans to end all timelines by using this Time Ripper.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, I think the cool thing with that one is their initial plan, they wanted to like destroy her, right?
yes.
So they took the whole thing. They took Juggernaut's helmets. Shout out to X-23 for making that shit happen.
Dude, S23 with the save.
So they're just like, yeah, we're gonna kill you and all that good stuff. Or we want you to send us back. She's like, I can't send you back because you're blocking my powers with this helmet. Pyro shows up, tries to kill her, all of that stuff. So she ends up finding out that Paradox, who she thought they were partners, is ending up trying to kill her.
Yes.
You know, take her out. So that is what causes her to be like, hey, I'm gonna send you guys back to save your world. Bonus, you're not saving your world because I'm gonna go and take the power of this Time Ripper and fuck everything up now. Because she's a woman scorned. You know, you
oh yeah.
Somebody betrayed me. Now I'm about to get the upper hand on this. So that's her whole thing. Why she showed up with the Deadpool army.
Deadpool Corps. That's literally what they're called. But yeah. It's so they end up killing. No, they don't kill Paradox. Paradox is he's a weasel. Weasels are going to weasel.
Yep.
But thankfully, what is her name? B-15, Hunter B-15 shows up, who is played by, God, I'm going to massacre this name, Wunmi Mosaku, I think,
And
maybe. But
if
she's
you're listening to this, we apologize.
I am really sorry.
You guys to come on and correct us how to say the name right.
But she's great because she was also the same one from Loki as well. So she reprised her role back, which was really cool to see her on there. But she ultimately arrests Paradox and says, hey, now your timeline's cool. We're not going to fuck with it. Because they did save the day ultimately with their powers combined. And like I said, I don't want to give too much of it away. Right. But it is really cool. It ultimately, it's a Disney movie. We get a happy ending, of course.
It's not a cheesy happy ending too. It's a well-earned.
It really is. It is a well-earned, well fought. We're going to dive into the Deadpool core now. I kind of wanted to get to the main body.
Get into that. Leading up to the fight, shout out to whoever put together the soundtrack, the musical, whatever. On a song coming in, and bro, you want to talk about a pop? I have not heard a pop in a theater since.
Dude, we all sang it in the theater.
Where it came through when Wolverine reaches back and pulls out the mask and puts the mask on with the I was like, Lord Jesus, this is my Wolverine. This is my Wolverine. This is my Logan here. The whole theater.
Dude, we were all singing like a prayer. So really cool behind that song is Ron and Hugh went to Madonna personally to ask permission to use the song. So Madonna actually gets a production credit because she was like, I like it, but y'all need to go back and reshoot this one part, tweak this here. And they went back and literally did all that stuff that Madonna suggested.
Nice.
And that's what we got in the theater was what the little tweets that Madonna made while they were using her song.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. I was kind of saving it toward the end, but since we're talking about the song, they did not get to use Like a Prayer on the soundtrack. I mean, we got Bye Bye Bye, thank God, because that's my jam. Everybody knows that. But we did not get Like a Prayer on the soundtrack because Madonna does have an anniversary album for Like a Prayer coming out here soon.
Yeah. And no fault on that. There's been plenty of movies where I hear a song while the movie's playing and I go look at the soundtrack. I'm like, where the fuck is that song at?
Exactly, because I
It's
want
the
to know
business.
that is.
It's
Yeah.
the business.
But it's all good. I mean, now we know we're going to get a Like a Prayer anniversary album. It should be a 40-year, I think, anniversary of Like a Prayer.
We've been doing shit since the 80s, bro.
Bro, I think before that. Madonna has been around since the dinosaurs, man.
I just know the Like a Virgin, Like a Prayer, all of that stuff. And Pepsi was endorsing her, and people just like, bro, Pepsi, you really endorsing this chick? It's like, maybe we should step back from that. So it was a whole thing back in the 80s. I'm old, so I know that shit. So
Weird Al dated her. I'm just saying.
Who hasn't dated Madonna at this point?
Bro, that's
Around the block, bro.
It's a shorter list of who hasn't dated her than who has dated her.
I believe it.
So we'll leave it alone. Hey, Madonna, though, we still love you. All right.
Friend of the podcast, Madonna. Anytime you want to come on.
Exactly. So we're going to dive into our Deadpool core fight sequence. And we're going to do it by me asking you, what was your favorite Deadpool core variant? Out of all the Deadpools we got, what was your favorite Deadpool?
Let's just low-hanging fruit. Blake Lively coming out in the Deadpool uniform with the blonde ponytail. I'm just like, hi, Mom. Hi, Mommy.
That's not dead. That's not her in the suit, though. She only voiced.
I know, but I'm just like, hi, Mommy.
But yes, whoever was in the suit, God bless her.
Yes.
She did her job very well.
Yes. Costume department. I will say wasn't there like a samurai one that showed up in there?
There was the samurai one. There was Deadpool 2099.
I like
there was
Kidpool.
So there was Baby Pool and Kidpool were both played by their kids.
That's what I was about to add. Like, bro, I've heard, and the credits are going, and I'm trying to look at them. I'm looking at the fucking, salute the Fox.
Yep.
On the side, so I'm like trying to read credits while looking at that. I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, I'll get to the credits. I can Google those later.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just look at this farewell to Fox and everything they've done for Marvel before they got handed off to Disney.
It was really cool. It was a nice touch. Instead of having a normal cut scene, we got the love to Fox, which was cool. But so Blake Lively was Lady Pool, which in the comics is Wanda Wilson, who becomes Lady Deadpool on Earth 3010. And cool story about Lady Deadpool, or Woman Pool, whatever they call her. Greg Liefeld, I think of his name, is the guy who invented Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's his name. Either way, it's Liefeld is his last name. He based her off of Serena Vanderwoodson from Gossip Girl. Do you know who played Serena Vanderwoodson in Gossip Girl?
I don't.
Blake Lively.
Oh yeah? Well, there you have it.
So cool thing there. Then Baby Pool and Kid Pool were the Ryan Reynolds' kids. Matthew McConaughey voiced Cowboy Pool or Deadpool Kid.
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion was Head Pool. Of course, there's Dog Pool. We can't forget about her. She's the main character as far as I'm concerned. And that her name is Peggy in real life, and she is Britain's ugliest dog. But in the comic book, her real name is Mary Poppins. And then we, of course, get Nice Pool.
Nice Pool. Yeah, that was the name. Nice Pool. It was just like, it's Mary Poppins.
Yep, Nice Pool. He gave him the Honda Odyssey. And that is played by Gordon Reynolds. Nice. Ryan Reynolds' fake twin. It's just Ryan Reynolds in a wig.
Yeah.
But this is the second time that they have had Gordon Reynolds show up in a movie and get a movie credit, even though he's not a real person.
Yeah.
And then we get Peter Pool. Peter Pool. And that's what saved ultimately Deadpool and Wolverine's life was PETA. Because every timeline has a PETA.
Yep.
In every timeline, PETA is packing PETA. If you know, you know. But my favorite, if I'm going to pick a favorite Deadpool variant, the Greatest Showman pool.
Were you shocked that we didn't get more? I thought it was enough, throwback to Hugh Jackman and his love of musicals, because my man can act and sing outside of fucking Wolverine. He's
6'2" and fucking shredded for a 50-plus-year-old man.
What was that like at the end when they come back after fucking obliterating the fucking the time shredder and everything?
Yeah.
Like Deadpool's uniform is still there. Hugh Jackman comes up.
He's missing a shirt.
Shirtless, just jacked, right? To the point where like people are looking at him like, oh shit. Like,
exactly. Look at this guy.
Like, man, put a fucking shirt on, bro.
Yep.
Still at his age, man. I'm just like the I don't know, the fucking fervor he goes into training when he knows he has to play Logan is fucking ridiculous, man.
Dude, that's 100%
8,000 calories a day while training. Like I eat 8,000 calories a day by
I'm
accident. It's like I do not. It doesn't equal that.
No, not at all.
My body does it differently.
Not at all. Mine's like, oh, you eating how much today? Straight to your ass.
I know. Yep, I know exactly where I'm putting that. Gut. Yep.
Exactly. But of course, not everybody's a 6'2" Australian. Right. They built different. You got to be able to fight a kangaroo. So
that whole fight scene, man, it was visual and audio, like fucking utopia, orgasm, if you will, eargasm, eyegasm, all of that stuff, man. Like Wolverine and Deadpool, they've had fights. There's two big fights that they have where it's like pretty violent, but because of their powers, they're able to come back from it. But you're watching this one, and bro, I love when it turns to the side scrolling and the fucking team up moves and everything.
Yeah,
like a prayer is playing, and it's just like,
dude, that song fucking worked.
Of this shit.
That song worked so fucking well for that scene. Like it shouldn't work. It really should not work.
That's the beauty of it.
But it worked so damn well.
Right.
But yeah, guys, please, I'm begging you, go see this. It's visually just a fantastic movie. It tells a great story while introducing really the mutants into the mainstream MCU.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go see it again. I'm taking the wife. Probably not this weekend, but maybe next weekend.
Yeah,
probably for my birthday weekend.
Definitely a movie worthy of paying money to see again in theaters. Which is rare for me to do that. Like, I think the last one that I was just like, I got to see this again, was the Across the Spider-Verse movie that came out, I think either last year or the year before. But
yeah, it was last year.
But yeah, this is definitely if you watch it once, there's obvious Easter eggs and stuff that you may have missed, or maybe you just want to watch it again because it was that good. I do have a question for you because I know you probably have the notes. How much did Ryan Reynolds play in writing?
Between him, his other writing buddy, like the two guys that wrote it with him, the original,
right,
and then Sean Levy, the guy who directed it, they did the entire movie.
Because
those four,
the talent that it took to be able to not just write a movie where it's just one-liners and quips all over the place, but to have like we talked about, the emotional tie-in to
Yes.
Wade and Deadpool. Like there are serious moments where you're just like, the Deadpool is a hero. You know, like
Mhm.
he's everybody's favorite Merc with the mouth, all of that stuff, fourth wall breaking. I love it. You know, I'm here for the comedy, but there were parts of that movie where I'm sitting there like, fuck, man, like I hope they fucking make, you know, shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, it's I know we talked spoilers on this one, but I'll tell you like this. Somebody could have came and told me everything about Endgame before I went and saw it, and I still would have went to see it because I want to see it myself. It's different you hearing us talking about it, but when you see it, it's going to hit way different. Even though you know shit's coming, but when you see it for yourself, you're like,
Yeah. I cannot convey through my own words the type of human emotion that Ryan Reynolds put into Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool, as a character in that first 20 minutes. That alone is worth going to see because it is like it shouldn't be there. Like you shouldn't feel the way you do
right.
in that 20 minutes. Like you're like you have emotions for something that isn't real. He does it so damn well in that 20 minutes of him just being Wade Wilson again.
Hugh as well. Like we all know Hugh is
Yes.
he can act his ass off, you know, but the scene where, you know, X-23 comes is just like, yo, your variant in my world did X, and he's like, well, I'm not that person. And then you see he tells the story, he gives the flashback on why he's so hated
Yep.
in his timeline, but the emotion he has, because you can tell it's eating him up, like he feels he
It
let
really
Charles
is.
down. He felt like he let everybody down, and he's like, I just wasn't there. Like I just like that's the one thing he really regrets is the one family, the one unit
Yep.
that brought him in and treated him like family. He wasn't there for him when they needed him. So for him to pull that out and kind of let that lead him into helping them on their assault on Cassandra's fortress, I love that part about it too.
But I will flip it to this as well. Daphne Keene, fresh off playing Jackie from The Acolyte,
Yep.
in that scene with him, she didn't say a whole lot, but when she said, I think it was something along the lines of, you were never there until you needed to be there. Dude, when she said that, I was like, all
Yeah.
right, all right. That
Yeah.
hits.
She
That
knows all
hits.
well.
But it was like that scene, again, another one where it was just the writing,
It was well done.
phenomenal.
I was like, if
Phenomenal.
Ryan had a part in this, man, that dude's on his way, man. Like I know everybody just associates him with comedy and doing the little slapstick stuff, but like if he had to, I'm pretty sure he can write a fucking dope ass fucking dramatic movie.
Well, he has a writing credit on his wife's new movie.
Oh, I
Like
see. Well, the interviews that he's been doing for that one.
no, he actually, him and Blake actually rewrote some scenes in the movie. And I know that caused a lot of controversy because supposedly her co-star / director in that movie was like a complete dick to everybody on set, supposedly.
Mm.
So it created its own little drama. And then you see all these little skits with Ron and this guy, and it's kind of like, really?
Or the joint when he walks up to him and interviews him.
Yeah.
Then he leaves, and then his mom comes to interview him. Bro,
And
that
then
had
Hugh Jackman does the same thing.
yeah.
I was like, all right. I'm like, I
Well
see what they're doing. They're kind of
little
doing this
cross
little
promotion.
cross promotion.
I ain't
Trying to
mad
get
at it.
some Barbieheimer going on this
If it's
weekend.
done right, bro.
Yeah.
It's I have no problem with it.
And by the way, I never really said what my favorite variant was of the Deadpools.
What's
It's
that?
probably going to be the Greatest Showman variant, just because you don't see him long, but you see a Deadpool dressed up as the Greatest Showman for about half a second, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. No, it's such a good movie.
Dude. Like I said, I'm gonna go see it again. And I know we did this question with Bill, but my last kind of like question, I was gonna be like, "Hey, what's that one cameo?" And we already kind of hit that. And like I said, I'm a big fan of Halle Berry and Storm. So that for me that would have been my creme de la creme. If I could go back and put any one person in there, it's Halle Berry all day.
Yeah, I think most people would want to see more of the Fox universe, X-Men, kind of make a reprisal and kind of show you what they can really do outside of PG-13 stuff,
Dude, and we kind of got that a little bit in X-Men 97, even though that was kept at the PG level. But we really seen what the X-Men were capable of doing.
Right.
And shout out to Bo, man. That dude, genius level on that first season of X-Men 97.
100%, man.
And then they fire him. But hey, I don't know what this man did wrong, but
yeah, I'm waiting to see, man, because usually they don't part ways with people unless some, like, Disney got people out there that do digging on people, so they probably found something and was just like, we got to cut ties with you now. But he wrote his fucking ass off. The showrunner for 97. He was fired, and then he's just like, yeah, I'm no longer with it. But if you thought episode 5 was, wait till you see was it 8, 9, 10.
And he did most of season 2 as well.
Oh,
like season 2 is all Bo as well. But before we sign off, I'm gonna hit a few more random cameos.
Okay.
From the movie. We got your favorite Guardians of the Galaxy Milano spaceship was in there. We got a Sentinel's foot. Doctor Strange's cloak is actually on Cassandra Nova's desk. Of course, we get Paul Rudd aging. There's pieces of the Asgard castle. The helicarrier is in there. Thanos' Q ship is seen. Tony Stark's hot rod is one of the cars being driven by Cassandra Nova's. In that Mad Max scene.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a chimichanga truck if you look close enough as well, which is a shout out to Deadpool in the comments.
Yep.
And then, of course, we got Liefeld's Just Feet, the store. And then one of the stores next door to it is a homage to one of the creatives from the Deadpool movie who passed away.
Oh, okay. That's awesome to do that in.
It's just his name on the sign. And it's really cool that they kind of like do that in there for him. But like I said, I did say we were going to do spoilers, but I tried to minimize it as much as possible. I know I talked it up like we were just going to drop all the fucking spoilers, but I really want y'all to go see the movie. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. I mean, I had it written that way, but as we were sitting here doing it, I'm like, we're going to do a 1-2 skip a few 99, 100. Take it back to the elementary days.
Not bad at it.
But right now, we're going to do what we do at the end of every show.
Real quick, before we leave.
Okay.
D23 went down. I know you're probably planning a episode to review everything from there.
I am not actually going to because somebody else beat me to that punch, kind of. And I shared a lot of that stuff as it dropped on USDN. So I wasn't going to put it together in a show unless people are interested. I mean, if y'all are interested in that, drop something in the comments.
No, I'm always like,
shoot me a DM and I'll put something together for it. But I did share a lot of that stuff as it dropped.
Right.
So I really wasn't going to put that together in a show. But however,
I'm just a big, I was just somebody in tap with comics and in the nerd stuff like you are, just your perspective on things. I know other people probably covered in the stuff, but just the USDN chairman perspective,
I will give my real quick down and dirty on it.
Yeah, what you got?
Underwhelming. I think so. It has been 5 years since Frozen has been made, something like that. And anytime I see something like
5 years already, yeah,
it might have been longer than that. But Disney is definitely breaking out their cash cows to be milked one last time before being put back out to the pasture. And that was my takeaway from it. I mean, we did get a lot of great We got the new Moana animated short trailer. We
Mhm.
got the Skeleton Crew trailer finally for Star Wars.
Mhm.
And we got a lot of cool releases coming, but personally, it's underwhelming and very uncreative.
Same. That was my biggest takeaway. Is like, do we need a live action Lilo and Stitch? Like some of these movies are classic because they're one and dones.
Yes.
Lilo and Stitch didn't have the Disney princess, didn't have all that original stuff. Bro, I'm just like, bro, this movie is
Yes.
great where
It was very non-traditional from a Disney perspective with Lilo and Stitch. I loved it. I loved the animated series they did based off of it later on.
Yep.
But now that they're like, oh, we're circling back and we're going to give you a live action. I'm like, dude, I don't want a live action. I'm like, you're fucking up something right now that didn't deserve this treatment. It's kind of like when they went and fucked up the Lion King. And now they're looking at fucking it up one more time for the road.
Hey, this is how Mufasa came into power. Nobody
gave a shit.
I don't think nobody was sitting there after watching the Lion King like, how the fuck did Mufasa become king?
No. We know how he became king because his father died before him, okay?
He's always been the king in my eyes. There was the Alpha and Omega was fucking Mufasa.
Exactly.
Africa was created and Mufasa
by Mufasa.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so Moana 2, all of these other things, I'm just like, I'm not big on sequels, man. Like,
and we're not done with Moana. We're getting live action.
Stop.
We're gonna get a fucking live action Moana 2 with the fucking Rock. Like, dude, they milk the fuck out these cows until they ain't blowing nothing but powder milk out their teats.
Dwayne Johnson. Let me just say this: when you came back as final boss, that's what I want to remember you for.
Yes.
Never mind. Did you see the trailer when you went to go see it about the new fucking Dwayne Johnson fucking Santa Claus movie? I'm just like, Rock, my man.
Yep.
I mean, if they cutting checks, get your money, Dwayne. I ain't mad at you, bro.
Hey, that dude's a billionaire, so I'm not gonna knock anything he's doing, but I am gonna knock Disney for milking the fuck out these cows, man. Leave them in the pasture. It's okay, man.
Let them pass away, man.
You literally have all these people in creative, and the best they could come up with is, hey, we should do a fucking Moana 2. Or hey, it's a new generation of little girls out there. Let's do Frozen again. One more time for the road. Come on.
Like the fact that my daughter was 5 when the first Frozen came out, and she was all about that, bro. Soundtrack on repeat.
Yes.
DVD, Blu-ray on repeat. Frozen 2 comes out many years later. And
my daughter didn't even give a shit. She was like, "Oh, there's a second one? Cool, I don't care."
She saw it, but she wasn't. It wasn't.
My daughter by that time was all about anime.
Yeah, but I mean, it's somebody was like Frozen 2 came out. Somebody's daughter was 5 and was just like, "Yo, my life will never be the same."
Nope.
And that soundtrack was on repeat, and then now Frozen 3 will come out. Some 5-year-old girl will be there, like, I want to be her for Halloween.
Yep. And I want to see the other ones before we go see it. And then they're going to want the toys just in time for Christmas.
100%.
So
it's not like they need the money either way. Because I mean, their parks generate ridiculous income. So it's like, you guys don't need to put stuff out, but
their licenses to the toy companies are paying their bills. Because they license their Star Wars stuff to Hasbro, to Lego, to all these companies. That's paying their bills.
They're just doing it. I mean, ain't nothing better than money, but more money, and that's how they're operating too.
Hey,
and I mean, I'm not mad at them.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I'm not going to go see Frozen 3.
No.
But mad props to them for milking the fuck out them cows, man. Leave a couple in the field, man. Some things don't need a remake. Some things
they start to milk goats.
Dude, they doing something over there.
Badger milk. They doing something. I'm just like, bro,
they have the least creative motherfuckers working over there or something. I don't know, but come on.
Yep.
But let's hit the final thoughts, man. I think we've been on about an hour and a half,
Yeah.
which is a pretty good timing for us. Normally we end up like 2.5 hours, and like I said, I didn't want to give too much away of this movie.
Mhm.
But what's the pit got coming up, man?
So we're back Friday live for our patrons, and then of course Monday we're dropping. So expect that next Monday. Expect a new bracket to roll out this Sunday. We're going to be doing a bracket, seeing who the best 90s sitcom dad is. So I don't know if you've been picking up the hints. We've been changing the profile pictures to reflect some of the old school 90s sitcoms. So
Oh no, I've been picking it up for quite a while, and I'm like, where are we going with this?
It's time for a bracket, So we'll put that out and let the pit masters decide who is the overall champ when it comes to a 90s sitcom.
Being a pit master myself, I'm just saying some of us ain't got good taste, and we're gonna fuck this bracket up real quick. Like
now, this one I got. So what was the last one? Best Cartoon Network show, and people were like picking fucking some random ass shit over Teen Titans, and I'm just like, wait, what is happening here, guys?
Dude, they shit on Powerpuff Girls, man. What the fuck?
I was just like, I am flabbergasted.
Beyond flabbergasted, gobsmacked, you could say.
Yeah. So that's what the pit has coming up. Next episode of Eat the Cake Anime will be dropping not this Thursday, possibly next Thursday, depending on host availability. But we'll be talking about Fire Force. 2 seasons are out already.
Yeah,
it will be coming out later this year or early next year. I got to go and look at that again. But that's what we got going on over there. And sometime this week we will be doing our $100 giveaway for our quarter 2 for our patrons as well.
Nice.
A month late on that.
If you're not on our Patreon, and I say ours because it is a DFPN Patreon,
it is.
I will usually, if I'm doing a show by show breakdown of TV series from Disney or something, I do them over on Patreon.
Yep.
Because that's kind of like something I want to keep special for those who are paying members and give them something special because they are paying.
100%.
We also have fantasy sports coming up at the end of the month. Our draft's coming up.
Ooh, Smoke Pit football, fantasy football.
Yep. That's right. And we'll be if you follow our fantasy football page, we'll be posting our weekly shenanigans as one of us is bound to get destroyed over the weekend.
There's always the one person, like not just the weekend, because I've taken some colossal L's, but
I took some of the worst L's.
That's like 2 and 11. Those guys that are like, the playoff thing is just like you have a chance 90%, and then there's the guys at the bottom like 1% chance. Like if calamity strikes,
dude. I lost a game last season before we ever got out of fucking Thursday night football. That's how bad I lost one game last season. I didn't even make it out of
the whole weekend. It's the tone for the whole weekend. Like,
the whole weekend was done.
Exactly.
But I myself, I have we did cancel a show 2 weeks ago. Cobra Kai and The Boys finale. It's the first part of Cobra Kai and The Boys finale.
Yep.
We did cancel it because a personal issue.
Yeah.
But we will be back. We are circling back. I didn't take it off the table. We are circling back on the 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we are going to be doing The Boys and Cobra Kai. The first part of Cobra Kai, because Cobra Kai was split into 3 for the final season.
Of course it
Which,
was.
by the way, Cobra Kai is the first TV show in Netflix history to get 6 seasons. Even though the first 2 were on YouTube.
But that's amazing when you think about all the shows Netflix has done.
Yep.
But then you think about they're usually done like 4 or 5 seasons.
5 has been the max so far. And Cobra Kai got a 6 to close it out. And they split it into 3, 5 episodes, basically. So we get the second half in November, and then the third half early 2025.
Okay.
but that's cool by me. You know, that gives me time to write a show about that section and cover it. You're doing me favors, so I appreciate it. But that will be me and Brother Rob. And I'm going to introduce a new cancel member that night as well, I believe.
Okay. The
I think
council grows.
it does continue to grow. And I can't thank Bill enough for lending me his people.
Shout out to Bill
So
again, man. Appreciate him jumping on when he
exactly. And you know, I kind of like the way I did this for this show with it being a multiverse saga movie. I was like, my going in is like, I'm just going to shoot some messages and drop the link to join us here on StreamYard and just say, hey, if you want to swing through, if you got time, we will pause where we're at. We will let you come in, give your, your thoughts on the movie, and then you can deuce back out.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that's like, to me, it was like perfect for this. And I think we'll do that again later on when we do something else like this, because I thought that was a cool concept to bring about.
Yeah. Works well, man.
Exactly. Even like my council members out there who are interacting every day with my post, having discussions in the post. If you ever want to come on the show, this is literally of the people, for the people, by the people. If you have ideas for a show, you want to come on and talk with me about a certain topic in the nerd world, drop me a line. We will fucking rock it out. And that's on the Bible, dudes. When I swore in as the chairman of the USDN, I had my hand on a comic book when I said my sacred vows. So I'm all about doing that kind of stuff. And I really want this to be really about everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what tonight for me was all about, is like, I'm going to drop some invites. If they can swing through, cool. And if anybody else out there that is a part of USDN, if they ever want to come on and just like, hey, I know you're about to do Cobra Kai and the boys, can I come on and talk the boys with you? And then I'll bounce. Dude, we want that. We love that kind of shit. And we want you to come on and talk about the boys with us. So I think I'm going to start doing that. And if anybody's ever interested in coming on the show, literally, I'm a DM away or a tag away. Just tag me up. And I'm more than happy to accommodate. So that's what I got. The 20th, 8 p.m., Cobra Kai, the boys. What comes on after that, I'll let you know.
That's the one good thing about running your own podcast. You just whatever tickles your fancy, you're like, I like that. I want to talk about it. We're doing a show. There's so many things you can do shows on, when in this the nerd genre, like it's endless.
And that's what I'm appreciating about you doing Eat the Cake right now, is that I don't have to worry about talking about something that I'm not that familiar with.
Yeah.
And if people have questions on anime, I go, let me direct you to my boy Mac, because he's got me covered on this. Because I watch very little anime. And it's not like nothing against anime.
Yeah.
I watch anime, but
Bro,
I'm not
so many things to try to catch up on. Like
this is like the size of my plate, and all my fitsins are falling off. You know what I'm saying?
I 100% get you.
Then getting this kid ready for college. Like, guys, if you haven't got a kid off to college and you're about to, just know you're going to look like me when it's over. Gray hair, overweight, and tired all the time.
Sir, you still have hair, sir.
But I do have hair, unlike some people.
This isn't a style choice. It's a necessity at this point. So
this is how I prevent sunburn.
This isn't a fashion statement. This is a necessity at this point.
All right, guys. Now that we've made fun of each other a little bit, we've told you what's going on coming up for us here down the road.
Yep.
We're signing it off, man. I think this is episode 21 or 22 of USDN. Stay tuned for updates. from all of us here at DFPN, on behalf of myself, the Council of Nerds, this show is USDN approved. We are out of here.
It's a trap!